What?
Yes! New unlocks! Yes!
Yes, I don't know what that means. Okay, let's see what extras is. Parents. They do something a little different.
Also, Bread, you're right. Having a shirt on still, that is pretty lame.
I've made my way down to the part of the beach where McMurphy told me the shipwrecks were. I'm looking for clues as to what happened here in case it's useful to my work on the antidote. I don't really know what I'm looking for. I feel a bit like a kid with my bucket and spade digging in the sand. What?
Having fun. No, I'm kidding.
I don't know what kind of voice I should get.
Maybe like a Monocle thing? Having fun?
That's cute! Oh, maybe this is the lost cat!
Maybe. That'd be cool. The voice startles me. It's unfamiliar, and I can't see who it belongs to, so I'm on my guard.
Who's that? Show yourself! I've nothing to hide, but I am naturally wary of your intentions. Will you give me your word of honor that you mean me no harm?
That is adorable.
Yes, you have my word of honor.
I feel like a Cub Scout.
I take you at your word, and I'm happy to make your acquaintance, Captain Corn.
Oh,
Okay.
what?
That's not what the cat looked like before.
That is
tall,
not
sleek-
what I was expecting.
A tall, sleek, gray cat has stepped from behind the wreckage and is bowing in front of me. I feel obliged to bow back at him.
Oh.
I'm pleased to meet you, Captain. Do you live here? In the wreckage, I mean? I think I live elsewhere, but I've been here for a long time. I'm trying to find my crew.
Oh, is he a ghost? I realize he's wearing a vintage naval uniform. I'm not an expert on military history, but I'd guess it's from the 1800s.
Captain, did you arrive on one of these ships? Yes, I captained the Kitty's Desire, but I fear I let my men down. Where are they? I've been searching.
He seems
Captain.
quite disoriented.
Searching for a long time.
What happened? Looks like you have a bit of a run-in. Run-in my eye? Maliciously set upon and attacked, more like. This disgrace of a vessel is a pirate's ship.
Oh, well, okay.
Oh!
Oh my god.
Captain Libby!
I don't know. Be careful who you're calling names, Corn. They might just take umbrage, and then the cat will really have got your tongue. Another cat has appeared, a petite, long-haired tabby, also dressed in some kind of costume. Identify yourself, stranger! The new cat has turned to me.
Hello, my name is Kevin, and this is Captain.
I know who he is, alright. What are you doing in my domain, Kevin? State your business.
I was just digging around, not sure what for. I certainly didn't know it was your domain. It's not. This is unclaimed land as yet. I dispute that.
What?
I dispute that the ownership belongs to this rogue and a cutthroat.
What? So weird.
Hang on. Let's not get overexcited. Who's a rogue? That's not a nice thing to say about a fellow cat. Do not put me in the same sentence as that mercenary ne'er-do-well. She is a pirate.
Oh, she!
Okay. Calm yourself, Corny. Right now I'm more interested in what this human is digging for.
Oh, nothing in particular. Are you really a pirate?
I refuse to discuss my business in the company of this pompous goody two-paws. If you wish to speak with me, you'll need to see me alone. And off she walks with her tail in the air. Well, there she goes.
Thank goodness that vermin has left us. However, she does make a point. If you wish to discover what really happened here, you're going to have to make a choice. Her story or mine.
Oh.
I think we should hear Captain Libby.
I would agree, actually. Corn, how dare you first give me an ultimatum? No.
And this seems like it's gonna be more fun. Without even answering Captain Corn, I turn and chase after the long-haired Tabby, a real-life pirate who could pass up the opportunity to interview to a swashbuckling freeboater. That's not good grammar, Kevin.
Excuse me, Miss Pirate?
As we reach the forest, Cat stops in her tracks and turns to face me. She straightens herself up onto her hind legs and takes an elaborate bow.
Ooh.
Lady Elizabeth H. Rutherford.
Oh my goodness.
I'm taken aback by her sudden transformation from savage to lady. My subordinates call me Captain. My buckos call me Libby. She returns to all fours.
Pleased to meet you, Captain. It truly is an honor.
Enough with the nice talk, human. You want to hear my story? Well, you best sit down. It's not for the faint-hearted. All I do is I told and sound the muddy ground. I suppose the first thing you'd want to know is how a refined young lady of noble birth became a buccaneer with such a fearsome reputation. Yes.
Turner,
this has gotta be.
Pirates.
I want to hear everything. That is, if you're happy to tell me.
It will make a change, talking to anyone other than that old windbag.
Captain Corn?
Oh, were they a thing then?
I
The very
wonder.
same. It was the likes of him that my poor, brave mother escaped from, with a babe in his arms and only... What? Oh, with a babe in arms and only the clothes on her back. She threw her lot in with a picaroon rather than stay in their cheating, cowardly world.
A picaroon?
That's what I was wondering. A pirate! Not just any pirate, mind you. My father was the wiliest seal wolf of them all, feared and respected and loved.
Your father was
I call him that because he raised me as his own. My mother brought me to him when I was not yet a year old, and he took me in without question because of his love for her. Never once did he treat me any less than as if I was his natural child. I never knew my blood father. She's talking so much. But I heard enough to know he was the cruelest, meanest beast, worse by far than any I've danced with on account. He was a peer of the realm, and was on Daddy Purrstring's payroll for getting bills passed that really should have had more scrutiny. They were a law unto themselves, those men. Hornswogglers, the lot of them. Oh my god. But I digress. My father brought me up as a water rat proper. By the time I was 10, there was nothing I didn't know about sailing. By 16, I was running my own ship, the Catfish, and taking men on no
Catfish?
I was good, if I do say so myself, and I gained a reputation for bringing home the bounty. I had ambitions, too. I dreamed of being as rich as Daddy Purrstrings himself before my 21st birthday.
Purrstrings.
So weird.
So how did you end up here, Captain?
We'd been going through a lean patch. Not just us. It was the same all over. The men were hungry, and we're still thirsty. You can't deprive a pirate of his grog for long without a mutiny rumbling through the ranks. When one of my boys put forward the proposal that we try our luck taking on the Desire, a kitty fisher merchant ship, my first reaction was to stonewall. Normally, we wouldn't touch a fisher. They're too well rigged and too well armed, so you can't overrun them and you can't overpower them. However, desperate times call for desperate measures, and I decided to think through it a bit more. Fishers are big and strong, but their captains are clueless as soon as they go off their designated route. Get them out in open water and they're lost as lambs. That's the trouble with rich folk. They can afford to buy the best vessels, but they don't know how to sail them. Now, I ain't got no problems with Daddy personally, but in spite of the company he keeps, but his ships are well stocked and my men are starving, so it seems only fair that we take from the fat and give to the lean.
Lane.
That was very southern, what she just said. I put my hand up in the air to signify I have a question. Captain Libby gives me an exasperated look. What are you waving at?
Sorry, but you keep mentioning Daddy. Who is he?
Who is Daddy Purse Strings? God, it's only the fattest cat of them all. That landlubber had the coin to change the world. What does he do? He invests in creams and powders.
He was a cosmetics tycoon?
He was an old fool with too much money and not enough sense. Do you want to sit around and talk about things that don't matter, or do you want to hear the rest of my story? That's mean.
I'm sorry. Yes, please continue.
God. So, me and Jim, that's my captain lad, drew up charts and made a plan. The idea was to track the Desire from a safe distance without being spotted, and when we reached the midway point, furthest from land either way, try to badger her into leaving her path. We use these tactics many times to tire them out, then start pushing off course. If the weather turns bad, so much for the better of us. Oh my God. Look at her little face. The gods were really on our... Oh, that's the wrong voice. The gods were really on our side on raid day. The height of summer should have meant calm seas all the way, but no. Thick black clouds loomed over us, darkening by the minute. By the time we were chasing the Desire, I could barely see my own hand in front of my face. I realized the storm had now become our enemy too. A life on the seas has taught me well about weather, but this was something else. The sea raged, and the lightning flashed, and we knew our vessel could not take this battering. The only way for any of us to survive would be to abandon the catfish and call a truce with the merchants. We had to board the Desire. We downed our weapons and raised our arms above our heads. But out comes that coward Corn, musket raised, ready to blow us all away. A cat holding a musket. Okay. He knew he was surrendering, but he came at us anyway. His arrogance scuttled us all, his crew as well as mine, and in the ensuing rumpus, we all faced Davy Jones' locker. I don't know what happened next. I woke up on land with no idea how long I'd been there. But it didn't take long to see that we'd gone from one bad situation into a far worse one. We managed somehow to work together, us and the Toffs, to get as many men as possible out of the water and onto dry land. We salvaged all we could and made our camps as we saw fit, them on higher ground, us by the water's edge on the beach here. Is this where all the cats came from? No pirate wants to be too far away from the sea for long. Not that it helped us in the end. This place was cursed. There were things that weren't right.
You mean the cats?
They were starving, the men. They tried to hunt, but there was nothing here. We never saw a bird or bear or any kind of beast, other than them cats. I tried my best to keep them from the inevitable. I foraged around and made all manner of stews and soups from the plants and tubers I gathered, but they became obsessed with meat. All I could do...
Cannibalism!
Yes. Watching horror as the nightmare engulfed us all. Only a few of us didn't succumb, wouldn't take part in the savagery, but even so, we weren't spared. All it took was one scratch, one small swipe of a claw, and the change began. Wait, these were people?
People, and they turned into cats.
So
I'm following now.
So they did say that some cats didn't... You couldn't understand some cats. So maybe only the cats who were people before?
Native cats?
No, like the ones that, were people
Mm-hmm.
and turned into cats are the ones that we can understand.
That would make sense.
But the ones that weren't cats... Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
And it seems like I wonder if now the ones who also were turned into cats, if they can transfer that too. Like, if they scratch you, then you too will become a cat as well.
I'm not sure. Because when we got turned into a cat, that same picture of the, snarling cats came up. But that is possible.
So you were ambushed by a native cat. Oh!
Ambushed. It was very...
Ah!
As the sun shines upon her tiny cat face, it glistens, and I can see she's crying. I'm not sure how to handle this. Thought I'd comfort her? She's a fearless pirate after all, even though right now she looks like a little lost cat.
I'm so sorry for what happened to you and your crew, Captain. I'm working very hard to be patient, and I give you my word that all will be restored to how it should be.
You are saying things. Don't say things you don't mean. You know.
Yeah.
Can't guarantee that.
No, we cannot.
Oh, poor Captain Libby.
She's skulking into the forest, but before she disappears, she half turns. Libby, you can call me Libby.
I'm one of her